you've done for me. Who brings our chaos back into order? Who makes the orphan a son and daughter? The King of Glory, the King of Glory, who rules the nations with truth and justice, shines like the sun in all of its brilliance. The King of Glory, the King above all kings. Yeah, this is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That you would take my place, that you would bear my cross. You laid down your life, that I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy, worthy, worthy. Oh, this is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That you would take my place, that you would bear my cross. You laid down your life, that I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. All that you've done for me.
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Faith Matters with me, Mnena. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight, as always, just to share with me on our faith walk, this journey that we're on, our Christian walk. So thank you all so much to those who are listening on 89.1, the FM dial. Thank you for tuning in. For family and friends that are joining through Facebook, thank you all so much. I see Sister Selma, thank you. Yessie, hi. Akil, I think you're watching as well. Thank you so much. Laurel, hi. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight, for staying with me this evening, just as we reflect. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend and a great start to the week. It's another week, guys. 11 days in. The year is still new. It's still fresh. I hope your year has been off to an amazing start. In everything, we just have to thank God for His amazing grace, for His mercies. Because if not for that, we will not be here today, because there's so much going on in our world today, and the fact that we're still sane, we're still alive, we're still clothing our right minds, is a testament to His greatness and to His mercy and His goodness. Just His goodness. His goodness is, it's beyond imagination, beyond words, actually. So thank you again so much for coming on tonight. Like I said, it's the 11th day of the year. I'm kind of I'm a little skeptical about starting to count now because it just feels like the number is so big. 354 days left in 2021. I don't think I'm going to be counting just yet, but we are still in the 350 zone, guys. So we still have a while to go. It's the second Monday of 2021, the second Monday. So we're still fresh. If you hopefully like I don't do resolutions, and like I said last week, I just hope that you at least you set some goals that you can take little steps to achieving in the course of this year. So welcome again. I want to thank you listeners for your support to the station. It's because of your generosity that we are always on the air, that we're able to come on the air and do what we do. So thank you all so much for your support. We are a listener-supported station. And so we do appreciate all the support, and we still encourage those who are out there who haven't supported or who are supporting right now to just keep supporting. And if you haven't done so, please try to support as much as you can, because we are listener supported. If you want to do so, you can always call us at 954-533-8187. That's the number to call, and we can direct you on how to go about it. You can do through Zelle, 954-536-1821. That's 954-536-1821. If you're using Cash App, it's the $ New Season WC. Through Cash App, that's the $ New Season WC. Or you can just go to newseasonfm.com and just hit the donate button, and it will just take you directly to what you need to do and the steps there. Also, we do have packages. Say if you want to sponsor the show, or if you have a business that you would like to advertise, you can always reach out to us. We have a package for everyone. I say that all the time because there's a package tailored for every individual need. So if you have a business out there that you would like to advertise, if you just want to send a shout out, if you just want to sponsor the show, just any of the shows, please reach out to us again with the same number, which is 954-533-8187. That's 954-533-8187. You can also email us at seasonfmradio@gmail.com. That's seasonfmradio@gmail.com. Hi, Sister Shayna. Thank you for coming on tonight. Again, this is Faith Matters with me. Mnena. Faith Matters is a platform where we reflect, or I keep saying I do most of the talking, I do most of the reflecting on our faith walk, on our Christian walk, how we're being Christ's hands and feet in our everyday lives, in wherever we find ourselves. You know, are we just being the Sunday Christians when we go to church on Sunday and we're like, okay, Sunday's over and we're done? Or are we actually living our lives according to the precepts of God in our daily lives, like 24/7? Because it's a 24/7 deal. It's not just a Sunday affair. So we reflect on that, the challenges that we face as Christians, the joys that we face, and all of that. So that's what Faith Matters, it's all about. So if you're just joining in for the first time, I'd like to welcome you on this journey, on this reflection journey with me tonight. Again, feel free to chime in the comments if you're watching or listening by Facebook. You can chime in the comment section there, and I will hopefully get it. I can see some, so I'll be able to get them. So again, thank you. Let's jump right into it. As you guys know, I usually like to talk about weird, obscure holidays that we really don't know about. Some we know, some we don't know, because there's just a lot of weird things that are out there. And so for January, actually, January is a month that's dedicated to mentoring. So January is mentoring month. It is also Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month. So the month of January is dedicated to mentoring, and it is Slavery and Human Trafficking Month, Prevention Month. So that's what January is dedicated to. For today, the holidays that I have for today, it is International Thank You Day. I think that every day should be like a thank you day, like where we're so grateful about everything that especially thank you to God. But of course, thank you to people around us as well. We should be should adopt the whole attitude of gratitude, because it's really important. It's super important that we do that. So I don't think that today there should just be one day dedicated to saying thank you, but every day should be dedicated to saying thank you, to be grateful for everything and the help that people give us, and the blessings that we receive from God, especially through other people as well. So I think that thank you day should be like every day. It should be an everyday deal. It's not just something that we should have just hi, Joy. Welcome. How are you? Happy New Year. So it's something that should happen every day. It shouldn't just be like a one day thing. It's also National Clean Off Your Desk Day. National Clean Off Your Desk Day, because it's the second Monday. Remember last Monday, I was like, I think last Monday was, thank God it's Monday, I believe, because it was like the first Monday coming out of the holidays, because a lot of people were off work, and so kind of like slowly getting back into the swing of things. So I think they just tagged that. Thank God it's Monday. Usually it's not a happy time to go back. But so today is clean off your desk day. So it's like just getting everything, cleared off on your desk, things that have been piling, hopefully not from last year. But if it's things that have been piling from last year, today's the day that you should kind of like clean all of that off, clean off your desk. It is also National Gluten-Free Day. It is National Human Trafficking Awareness Day. National Human Trafficking Awareness Day. I think that's really important. If I were to pick one, which sometimes I do, I would definitely go for that one. It's an issue that really needs to be brought to the forefront, and we should be concerned about that and pray that it ceases. It is, it's also, tomorrow is National Pharmacist Day. So a shout out to all the pharmacists out there. It's your day tomorrow. It's also Youth Day. It's Youth Day tomorrow. So just for our youth out there, we need to encourage them more. We need to just show them more love, mentor them. Like, being that January is mentoring month, what are some ways that we could provide some sort of mentorship to our youth out there, especially being that tomorrow is Youth Day? So think along those lines. So it's Youth Day tomorrow. And I think the weird one for me will be for this week. I don't have a lot this week, but the weird one would be Dress Up Your Pet Day. So for all you pet lovers out there, I'm a pet lover, but I'm not that crazy pet lover that dresses up. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say crazy pet lover, but I'm not the one that would dress up my pet, but it is Dress Up Your Pet Day. So I don't know, if you're a pet lover and you like to dress your pets up, well, Thursday is a day for you to do that. So knock yourself out by putting them in those tutus and the dresses that you put them in. So that's actually all I have for this week, actually, for my weird and obscure holidays. I do have what I would go with will be the International Thank You Day, which is today, and I think that should be like an everyday thing. It's not just something that should be a one-day thing. So I'd go with that one. I'd also go with the National Human Trafficking Awareness Day, National Human Trafficking Awareness Day, and the Youth Day. So those three for me. I'm not up for the Dress Up Your Pet Day, but oh well. For those of you who are, that's it. Hey, Onaije, how are you? Thank you for coming on tonight. I hope you had a great weekend and your week is off to a great start. So getting into it. As always, I will be reflecting quite a bit on a few things from this week. Never has there been a greater time than now to just pray for our land, to pray for our world, our nation. It's crazy what's going on. We need to pray for God's peace to reign in our lives, to reign in our hearts, and in all that we do. I think that sometimes we get so caught up in the things of this world that we forget that we're only pilgrims here. Hi, Sister Crescent. Thank you for coming on tonight. I think we get caught up in the things of this world that we just totally forget that we're not of this world. We're just passing through. We're only pilgrims here, and we're here on a journey. This here, what we're in now, this here is temporary. This is not the final destination. This is not permanent. It's temporary, and because a lot of times we don't realize that, we tend to just engage in things that just really baffles me. It baffles me. It's really concerning. The response from people. And I'm talking in regards to things that have happened in the past couple of days here in the States. It baffles me in the response, and it's concerning the response that comes from people who are supposedly followers of Christ, who call themselves Christians, who should be Christians and should be living their lives or living, walking in the path of truth. You expect certain behaviors from other people. You expect certain behaviors from certain people because they don't know any better. They don't know any better, so you expect them to act a certain way. But when you see the hate that spews from those who are supposed to be Christians, it becomes really worrisome, extremely worrisome, I think. And I always say, I say this all the time. Sometimes I joke about it, but it is the truth. I always say that we are all going to be in for a huge, huge shock, when we get to heaven. That's all I'm going to say. We're all going to be in for a huge shock when we get to heaven. I'm making plans to be there. I don't know about you, but I know that we are all going to be in for a huge, huge shock when we get to heaven. And in some ways, or in a lot of ways, I think that everybody has a part to play or has some fault in what's going on. You don't have to actually physically harm someone or take part in something that's going on that's wrong to actually be a part of it. Sometimes it's just being quiet, just being silent in the face of wrong. That in itself, it's like playing to it. In many instances, that's also the problem. That's part of the problem, just being silent, not speaking up. And also not actually speaking the truth, because as Christians, we are called to be truthful. We are children of the light. So we should, in everything that we do, just be truthful and be honest and just stand up for what is right. And I know that sometimes, you find out that those who tend to do the things they do are, like, hey, we're fighting for our rights, we're fighting for the kingdom. But at the end of the day, is love the underlying factor? Is love your springboard? Is that where you're operating from? Is that where you're coming from? Because love doesn't do the things that are happening right now. Everything that's happening right now, everything that has happened right now, things that are being said right now, all of that is not coming from love. It's not coming out of love. It's not coming from love. And we as children of the light are love. We're called to love, and we're called to be love. So I think that's something that we really need to reflect upon tonight, and not just tonight, but every day that we wake up. Like, we have to ask ourselves, am I operating from a place of love? Am I being the problem? Am I standing quiet? Am I being quiet or being silent in face of the problem? Or am I actually standing up for love and speaking truth in the midst of the chaos? Am I fueling it, or am I trying to just really be that light in a dark, dark world? So that's a question that we need to ponder on. So who are you dancing with? Who are we dancing with? Who am I dancing with? When you're dancing with someone, or when you're it means like you're in some sort of a cahoots with someone, you are entwined with someone, so it's a question that we need to ask ourselves, because the people we hang around with, or the things that we say we believe in or things that we do tend to just really define us. It's kind of like 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, "Do not be misled by bad company." No, do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character. Bad company corrupts good character. I think in most cases that goes to show, like, there's this old saying, I don't know if it's that old, but show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. So if you say you're for Christ and you're all for love and you hang around or do things or participate in something that is not Christ-like, then are you really for Christ? Who are you dancing with? Who are you dancing with? If you play with fire, you're going to get burned. Never think that you can play games. You have to pick a side. You can't be, you're either for Christ or you're not for Christ. You're in or you're out. There's no gray ground. There's just not, there's no gray ground there. It's either you're in or you're out. And it's important that we realize that when we're in Him, we have to change. When we're in Him, we have to change. We cannot say, or I cannot say that I am Christian and I am doing something hateful or saying something hateful or saying something that's not edifying to another person. I'm trying to pull the other person down. I'm not Christian. I'm not being Christ-like in that manner. I'm not loving. That's not part of it. That's not what the call is. And many times I've said that sometimes you might be the only gospel, the only Bible that some people might read. Some people will never get a chance to walk into a church or listen to a sermon, but they will see you. They'll see your actions, and they know. And it's through your actions that they're able to hopefully come to know Christ, through your actions. Through your actions. And remember, it says, they'll know that we're Christians by our love. By our love, they'll know that we're Christians. Hi, Sister Claudette. How are you? So people are watching. So just be mindful. I think we need to be mindful in all that we do, that people are watching and paying attention to everything. They're watching and paying attention to everything that we do. Sometimes you think they're not, but they are. You think they're not watching, but they really are. They really are watching. They really are watching, and you have to be concerned about your character. You have to be focused on your character. Like, what kind of person are you? Are you being that light? Are you being that light? Are you, walking in your identity as a child of God, and you letting it displaying everything that you do? Just recently, right in the office here, I was a pastor, and he was on the phone with someone, and they were sharing, and the person was sharing to him and just saying to him how he was touched by him, how he had impacted him positively. And he was just, the person on the line was saying to Pastor, that he was really impacted positively by Pastor, and he just really appreciated what he was doing. So in the course of them, speaking, I don't know how it got to it, but the pastor's son's discussion came in play, and the guy was like, "Oh, who's your son?" And then pastor was like, "Oh, Stefano's my son." And he was like, "What? He's your son? That's your son? Oh, I love him." And he started to, just say all these good things about him. And I remember, it just really brought tears to my eyes. And I was sharing with Pastor after he got off the phone, how important character is. I mean, Stefano wasn't there, but here's this guy who didn't even know that this was his dad he was speaking to, and just, it was just amazing to see that his character, I don't know if I could say, his character preceded him. His character spoke for him even without him being there. His character was, he was testifying to Stefano's character in his absence. And I thought that was really powerful. So it just goes to show that we all have to be mindful of, our identity in Christ and how we behave, how we treat others, the things that we do, because people are watching. That's one. They're all watching. And that's how we spread the light. That's how we spread the gospel. And sometimes you don't even need to speak. You don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to say a word, but your character will speak for itself. So who are you? Who are you? Who are you dancing with? Who are you dancing with? Who are you dancing with? We're called to be Christ's light, to be his hands and his feet, because he can't physically come right now and walk the path that we're walking. I mean, he could, but he's not right now. So we're the ones who have to do it. We're the ones who have to be his hands and feet. We're the ones who have to speak words to the brokenhearted, to the depressed person. We're the ones who have to speak that encouragement. We're the ones who have to lift our sister or brother up who has fallen down. We're the ones who have to just give a helping hand, stretch out a hand and say, hey, take my hand, I'll help you. I'll walk this path with you. We're physically here, and we should be doing that. And it's really, really sad, and it's worrisome to see that, that's not really happening. And to see that adults are doing this more, it's just, I think that's even more worrisome, because what are we showing, or what are we saying to the younger ones? What are we saying to the younger generation? Because they're watching. They're watching everything we're doing. And they're learning, they're picking. So we have to be very mindful. We have to be extremely mindful about that, about the things that we do. So, we have to continue to be his hands and his feet. We're called to profess, Jesus as Messiah. And we're called to profess him as Messiah through our actions, to spread his message of love. So how are you carrying out this mandate? How are you carrying out the mandate that he has given you, of, just professing his love? Are you actually doing what you're supposed to do? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Or are you scared and sitting in the corner and being like, okay, it's not my business, I'm not going to say anything, or I don't want to get, are you trying to be, well, now everybody's trying to be politically correct. Are you trying to be politically correct and not, speaking up, or, in the face of truth, or, standing up for truth and saying what is right or what is wrong? Because everybody has a thin skin now. Everybody gets really offended over anything. I mean, we're living through times where it's like, you have to be, I don't know, but people are just on the edge. And so a lot of times, a lot of us Christians become very fearful, because we don't want to rock the boat. We don't want to say something that would offend someone. God forbid that we offend someone. So because we don't want to offend someone, we're not speaking the truth. We're not standing up for what is right. We're not doing what we're supposed to do. We're not shining our light brightly as we should. So how are you carrying out your mandate? How are you carrying out your mandate? We're all a family. We're all here to make a difference. We've been all called to make a difference. So what difference are you making in your own little world, in your own little corner? What are you doing to just make that impact, that positive impact, to make that, to change that little world that you're in? Because a lot of times the excuse is, oh, I'm just one person. What can I do? There's really nothing I can do because I don't have anything to do. But yes, you do have, you are powerful as you are. Yes, you can make a positive, massive impact in your little way. So I think the quicker or the earlier we realize this, the better for all of us. We realize the power that we have and the impact that we can have to make a difference, the better. So don't be quiet. Don't be quiet. Profess your faith boldly. Profess it in love. Don't be what's the word I'm looking for? Don't be arrogant about it. Don't be in your face kind of thing about it. Don't be holier than thou about it, because a lot of times that's the problem too. that we try to profess our love, Christ's love, or to teach others, and then we are, flaunting this whole, oh, I am so holy, and you're such a sinner, and if you don't listen, and things like, and we go about it the wrong way. So we have to know that everything we do, however it is that we are going to carry out this mandate, however it is that we're going to walk and live this faith, this shine our light, it has to be based on love. It has to stem from love. Because love is patient, love is understanding, love is caring, love is so much, like it encompasses a lot. And so we have to do it from a place of love. Remember that Matthew 10:16 reminds us. It talks about him sending us out. He says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. But be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." So we have to be wise. We have to be wise. But we also, in being wise and being, shrewd, we have to be harmless as doves. Be gentle. Be gentle. Be gentle in spreading the word. Be gentle in living out your faith, or trying to get the other person on board to what you're trying to say, which is, spreading God's love. So do the little you can in your little corner. Just do the little you can in your little corner, and just start that ripple effect. Just do the little you can and start that ripple effect. So we have to be a positive influence. We have to be a positive influence in wherever we are. We have to understand that we are that influence, that we have that influence on, on people. The people watching. We're called every day to be that vehicle of hope, to be that light, to shine brightly for others to see. So it's a daily calling. It's a daily calling that we have. So remember to just fix your eyes on the Lord, and go out there and just be bold as lions. And so I'm going to share this song real quickly as we go into the next part of it, and it is "Fix My Eyes."
Face to face with the younger me. All of the mistakes, all of the heartbreak. Here's what I do differently. I'd love like I'm not scared. Give when it's not fair. Live life for another. Take time for a brother. Fight for the weak ones. Speak
fix our eyes on him. We have to fix our eyes on the Lord. Fix my eyes on you. So in everything that we do, whatever it is that we're going through, however hard it is that we might feel like, oh, I can't do this, or I'm too little to do anything, I don't have anything to do. We have to fix our eyes on the Lord. We have to fight for the weak ones. Find faith in the battle, because it is a battleground we're in. We're fighting a battle. So find faith in the battle and just fix your eyes on the Lord. We have to fix our eyes on the goal. We have to fix our eyes on the Lord in all that we do, and he will give us the strength that we need to carry on in everything that he has called us to do. That's something that we have to remember tonight, and I wanted to share that as part of the reflection for tonight. We're called every day. I said that before. We're called every day to be the vehicle of hope, to be that hope for someone, that beacon of light for someone to see. Because somebody is just needs that little light, to shine, so that they can see and be like, oh, I can see, and then crawl out of the darkness that I'm in. So we have to shine brightly to just help others who are in darkness to just crawl out and see the light and come to the light. So what chances are we taking with our lives? What chances are you taking with your life, with your salvation? Do you just go with the crowd? Because a lot of times I think that's what's going on right now. A lot of people are just going with the crowd. And we all know what happens when you go with the crowd. The company you keep affects you. I don't care what you say. Maybe like, oh no, I'm not like them. I'm just, I just have that friend, but I'm not like that person. I'm a child of God. No, whoever you hang out with, the company that you keep affects you. It always rubs off on you. It's just like, I don't know if this is the right analogy for it, but it's like living with a smoker. You might not be the one who smokes, but we've all heard of the secondhand effects of smoke, or people who have sadly died from secondhand. They've never smoked a day in their lives, but just for the fact that they're they probably live with someone who smokes, or they're around people who smoke, they develop lung cancer, or just they get the health effects that come with smoking. So it's almost like that. So what chances are you taking with your salvation, with your life? Are you just messing around and just hanging around with people that are really putting your faith in jeopardy? That's a question for you to ponder on. So be mindful of the company. Be mindful of the company you keep. Especially in these times. Show me your friend, and I'll tell you who you are. Be mindful of the company you keep. So another reflection that I wanted to share tonight has to do with prayer, because I know I've had I wouldn't say a challenging week per se. It was great. I'm truly blessed and thankful for the week that I had. But you know how it is, like the enemy always throws things at you, and you're constantly questioning, and oh, why is this happening, or why is this not happening? And so I kept pondering on questions like, I've been praying for this. Why am I not seeing, or why is this not happening? And I just and I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? The best secret to answered prayer, I read this somewhere, I can't remember where, but it said the best secret to answered prayer is found in 2 verses in the Bible. And the first verse is 1 John 5:14, and this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. If we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. And that's 1 John 5:14. And the author had said, the best secret to answered prayer is in 2 verses. So the first verse being 1 John 5:14. And this is the confidence we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, being the underlying word there, he hears us. The second verse is 1 John 5:15. And if we know that he hears us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we desired of him. First John 5:15. And if we know that he hears us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we desired of him. And so there's 3 dimensions to this. There's 3 dimensions. I'm not sure if I have enough time to go through all the dimensions, but I'll just run through real quickly. Confidence to have answered prayers. You must first have confidence. We have to have that. Like when you go into prayer, you have to have that confidence. You have to know who you're going to. You have to know the all-powerful dad that you're going to, and just be confident in his ability to provide, to hear. We can't be confident in ourselves. And I think so many times, even though we say, oh, God, we trust in you, it's all about you, I think in some ways we don't give it all. We don't give all our trust. We don't give all our confidence. We hold on to it still. It's like we're asking, but yet we're still like trying to find ways of helping him, even while we're asking. We're not completely surrendering and saying, God, I'm asking you this and I'm trusting that you will do it. Yes, we say it verbally, and sometimes we deceive ourselves that we said it in our minds, but in some ways we still hold on to, we don't surrender totally. And that's something that I think that's a confidence thing that comes in, that we don't have that full confidence in God. But our confidence must be in him, in his almighty power to save, in his almighty power to do what he said he will do if it's in his will. Because he is the maker of heaven and earth. So our confidence must be in him, because there's nothing that's hard for him to do. And we're reminded in Jeremiah 32:27, it says, behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? Is there anything too hard for me? I think not. There's nothing that's too hard for him to do. So our confidence must be unshaken in everything that we do whenever we go into prayer. And I had to reflect on this because, like I said, I was challenged quite a bit this past week, and I had to think, sit down, and give myself a talking to, and just go back to the basics of those, like having confidence in God, and when I go to Him in prayer, to know that I'm surrendering totally, going to Him in confidence as the Almighty Creator, and He'll be able to provide. And also, is it in His will? That's a question that I had to ask too. Is everything that I'm asking, what I'm praying for, is that in God's will? Is that His will? Is that something He wills for me? Because a lot of times we want what we want, but then sometimes it's not God's will. And that's why a lot of times we don't get it. And I know we say this all the time and we hear this all the time, but it's just the way it is. We're human, and we tend to just fall back onto that again. So we just need to constantly remind ourselves that when we pray, when we ask for things, is it in God's will? Are we going confidently? Are we going confidently to Him, having that full confidence? And if we do have that confidence in Him, the next aspect of it is it in His will? Is what I'm asking for in His will? Is it what He wills for me? Or is it all for my selfish desire? Is it all for my selfish gain? Why am I asking for what I'm asking for? Why am I asking for what I'm asking for? So the will of God is not only what God desires for us, but it's what's already available, because He has everything. His plans for us are good. His plans for us are good. What is God's will for your life? We're reminded in 3 John 1:2, it says, Beloved, I wish above all things that thou may prosper and be in good health. I wish above all things that thou may prosper and be in good health, even as thy soul prosper. So God wills that you prosper and succeed. That's His will for us. That's his will for us. He wills that we prosper and we succeed and be in good health. That's very important, to be in good health. So God does not want us to fail. He doesn't want us to fail. He doesn't want us to be sick. He doesn't want any of that for us. He wants us to succeed and continually be healthy always. So remember, like when you're going into prayer, are you going fully confident in his ability to provide for you? Are you going fully confident in his awesome power and his almighty power? And are you seeking his will, or are you seeking your will? It has to be his will. If it's not his will, then you're going to keep waiting. You're going to just keep getting frustrated because, you're not getting what you want. I'm not getting what I want because it's not in his will. And I just keep getting frustrated and going about all droopy and moping all about. But it's like, no, it's not in his will. So that's why it's not happening. So we have to be sure, we have to make sure and pray to know that, God, is this your will for me? Is what I'm asking your will for me? So that's something we need to ponder on. James 1:17 says, every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. Every good and perfect gift comes from him. So everything that he has, everything he wills for you is good and perfect. He has, if we could only open our spiritual eyes or just be in tune with the Spirit and with what he wants, what he has for us is amazing. It's perfect. He's got the perfect gifts for us. We just need to be in his will. We have to ask and be in his will. So what are you asking for? What are you asking for? Hi, Philip. How are you? What are you asking for in prayer? Is it good and is it in God's will? That's a question you have to ponder on. If you're praying, if you feel like you're praying consistently or constantly for something and it's not happening, you have to ask yourself, is it good and is it in God's will? Is it good and is it in God's will? So trust that he will answer. Be confident in his provision. Trust that he will answer. Be confident in his provision. Trust. We have to trust and trust completely. Trust completely in his ability to save, to provide, because he is a great provider. So I don't know what you're going through right now. I don't know the prayers that you've been praying. I don't know what you've been seeking his face for, but I want you to remember that if it's in his will, he will answer. He's more than able to do exceedingly above all that we can ever ask or think of. So he will answer at his appointed time. So you just have to keep trusting. You have to keep trusting completely and having that confidence that he will answer, he will provide at the appropriate time. I know the waiting part is hard. Trust me, I get it. I know what it means to wait, and it's difficult. It's not fun. It's not fun to wait. But if we want to enjoy the fruit of what he has for us, if we want to enjoy the perfect, good, perfect gifts that he has, we have to be patient. We have to be patient and wait for his timing, because his timing is perfect. His timing is perfect. And so as I come to a close tonight, I just want to just remind us to be mindful of how we're living our lives, to be mindful of how we're living in these times, that we are in the midst of a dying world, in the midst of a world that's really going dark or growing darker and darker, to just remember to be his light, to just shine brightly. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to stand up for truth. Don't be afraid to love, to show love in the midst of hatred. Don't be afraid to be that person who, when, every other person around you is doing the wrong thing, to do the right thing. Don't be afraid to be that person. Don't be afraid to just live boldly, live out your identity boldly for Christ, in the midst of a world that's growing dark. Shine brightly. Continue to be the vehicle of hope. Continue to be the beacon of light. Continue to be his hands and his feet to shine brightly. Just keep shining brightly. Be that light that someone who's in a dark hole can see and crawl out and just be like, I see the light and it's shining brightly. And I can come out of the darkness into the light. Be that light for someone. Be that light for someone. Don't say don't say you don't have anything. Don't say you're insignificant. You're not. Every little thing in your little corner, you can make a difference. You can start that ripple effect in that little corner, in whatever little way that you can. Just show love. Show love today. Show love today. And so I'll end with another favorite this evening, which is just a blessing on all of us, for God's favor to be upon us in everything that we do, for his favor to go before us, to be beside us, to just be with us. So this is a blessing, the blessing taking us out tonight again as we head out. So I pray that you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. May God bless you all. And I mean, the song says it all. So this is my prayer for you all tonight. May his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. And may he give you peace.
Make his face to shine upon you. Be gracious to you. Be gracious to you.